Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look through our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve, become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Good day and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 285th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be host in today's workshop. Once again, in this weekly series of workshops. And once again, I'm joined with Mark as a co-host. Thank you, Mark, for being here. And I believe I'm ready to start up the presentation. So let's do that and begin with members of the Universal Council who have a new logo for a new page for their presentation. Beautiful. Go ahead, please.
Hello. Hello, Rick. Can you hear me?
Yes, Swati, go ahead, please.
Oh, thank you. Hello, is it?
Hello, good morning. Sorry, I speak, but my mic is closed.
Okay. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you for coming today, and welcome everybody. We have beautiful souls and new universal community too. That interest from 496. As a view of those who participated in Manchester session wrote, do we fly in with a plane, or the foundation will transport us or transmute us with your soul? Have you enlightened yourself? Do you know that yourself? Unfortunately, in the world of the creation, there are no travel agencies that you can buy a ticket of soul. It's you who has to achieve, has to reach the dimension that you buy the ticket to yourself to the next level. When the man lost the fear of the we call death at hand, the biggest barrier for most of the knowledge seekers, most of the humanity has been the fear of separation of the soul of the man from the dimension of the physicality of the man. For the man up to now consider the soul to be somewhere. We are a scientific organization, and scientifically we show you the way scientifically you go to the NASA and you become part of the astronaut, and you go through all these years for training, and maybe one out of 20 will be qualified to fly. With our teaching, everyone has to qualify to be able to travel in the dimension of the soul of the man, to be able to travel with the wings, to be able to travel without going to the airports. Unfortunately, there is not the landing strip of moon. Americans haven't gone the year to do it for us, and there is no landing strip on the Mars and the receipt. You come in and you literally land in. Well, do you like the legs down, or would you like to land on the head? So you understand, goes back on the same position, and always say, you are the last man standing for your soul. Nobody else does. Everybody else is busy with your own soul. And now you have to learn, you have no choice. In a way, as it becomes more fashionable and more people go to the Mars and Moon and come back and tell you everything else, and you say, is it really? Because you have not reached the process to understand the elevation of the own soul. The connection, the loss of the fear of the physicality not be there till you get there and it's actually there, and you enjoy the presence of your own physicality. Even though you may have 20 legs and 4 heads, because you have to directionally find which way you are going to land, and how are you going to hold these 4 heads together again. With 20 arms, and so many legs, or be in dimension the plasma and you are never physicality manifest yourself? Thank you. Stefania?
I think Stefania has dropped out. We're waiting for her to rejoin.
Okay. Oh, okay, I continue. In the upcoming session, especially in Manchester and in London, when you come and when do you go through the session, through to the, what they call meeting with the ambassadors, many of you will enlighten the world leaders, the ambassadors. Not even talking a word with them, you become masters in understanding. We just guide you with you, show you the way. It's you who has to reach that point, not us. Nobody will come to pass exams or achieve something. Everybody comes into find themselves in the dimension of the soul, in the dimension of the full strength of their own transmutation and transportation. In a way, those of you attend the Manchester session, and those of you then with the other join the London session, and those of you that been gathered together in Beijing, sometime in December, hopefully, that you should be able to be traveling the universe through your own souls. We have not built in any airports. So Beijing is just opening up their own beautiful Beijing airports. As we have no helicopter pads on the roof that you can go from there to take off. You take off within on your own clothes. You reparture with your own strength. You understand the expansion of the solar demand. And then you will find out by your enlightenment, how many more will the enlightenment and the doors, what I call to bring the change, gradually opens up in a way. In a coming time, in a way, in the next few months, as we push to dimension to the body, travel with the soul and travel with the dimension of physicality, we will help the nations to achieve what most of them want to see, physical transportation. And then when we achieve this rapid fields of transportation, we have the transmutation next to it. That is mean you can go, but there is a home there. We have already colonized the moon. You don't need to wait and go in 4 days or 4 hours. You are there and you still see some more humans, could be cousin or could be somebody from another part of this planet. As I said to your Chinese co-partners, colonization of the space is the responsibility of the Chinese nation, because I will become place of peace. It's become where most of people will try to achieve balance in both the physicality and emotion. The collaboration of the physicality, the soul of the physicality and the soul of the man, is responsibility of individuals and no governments. You cannot elevate the soul of the man by borrowing money from the government, and you cannot elevate the physicality of the man by feeding in whatever a government gives you. It becomes your responsibility. Shweta, you continue?
Yes,
Thanks.
my dear, of course.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes,
But Stefania has come back in. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Okay. So I continue, Elizabeth?
Yes, thank you. And the process.
Thank you, my dear. So continuing what Elizabeth is reading, beautiful, Elizabeth, beautiful
Thank
information. So good. Thank you. I'm continuing it, and here it is. Yes. So, and in the process of next few weeks and months, we go in that direction. As I said, we will talk a lot. We will teach you a lot, and gradually, as there are no universities and there are no education centers to show you the elevation of your soul, you will become your own teachers, the new messengers. Beautiful. You will receive the message by enlightenment of your soul, of your own soul. And then you test it through the dimension of physicality, through the dimension of your own interaction of fields in fields. In sessions, upcoming sessions, we will teach you how to expand the soul. We will teach you how to feel the expansion. And we teach you how to are in control of everything in every dimension. And then if your thoughts from what we call Manchester conference to the London conference expands in dimension, you will be able to enlighten the politician, the diplomats, and those who attend the London conference on 11th and the 12th. So beautiful. This is our ability. You can see man when he carries the truth within himself, doesn't need no Mahdi, but he is the Mahdi of himself. He is the savior of the elevation of his own soul. He understands where he wants to be. And this is the criterion of what I call to become the passengers of the universe. You cannot become passengers of the universe when you're always relying on a pilot. You are always relying on somebody to give you, somebody
Hello,
to guide you. Where you guide yourself,
Sweta, we're losing your signal
you
there.
guide yourself, where you learn to tap. Hello?
Yeah, we lost the last
Now, can you
sentence
hear
or
me?
so.
Now?
Yes, we hear you now.
Maybe she wants to
I'm-
back up a little bit. Can you recover what you just spoke? We missed the last minute.
Yes,
or
yes.
so.
I'm repeating again. Sorry, I apologize. Yes, I'm repeating it. And the last minute. Yes. Does not, he carries the truth within himself, doesn't need no Mahdi, but he is the Mahdi of himself. He is the savior of elevation of his own soul. He understands where he wants to be. And this is the criterion of what I call to become the passengers of the universe. Beautiful. You cannot become passengers of the universe when you always relying on a pilot. You're always relying on somebody to give you, somebody to guide you, where you guide yourself, where you learn to tap into the universal knowledge. Then there is no change of religion. You're always from planet Earth. Doesn't matter where you land, nobody can prophesize and nobody tells you what is right and what is wrong, because there is no intermediary between the soul of man and the soul of physicality of the man and the man in himself. If you think of it, we always talked about emotion. Physicality is the part of Mitra. When it says you don't do anything wrong, do good in the dimension of it, do good means the physical life. Think good, which comes from the soul. And then you understand the three ethos of Mitra is the ethos of the soul of physicality, and the physicality and nothing else is the religion of the universe, is the religion of the creator. And nobody can come between you and the creator. So soulful indeed. The Mitra, as we know, in India, in the Vedas, in the Puranas, in the ancient scriptures, I would say, it has said that there were devatas and devi. So actually, it is a symbolic form of the Devi, the Mitra, as the daylight, as the light of the sun, the Deva. So here.
Excuse me, Sweta. There's something hitting on the microphone. Could you make sure that doesn't happen? Thank you.
Okay. Now?
Yes, that's better. Thank you.
Now? Okay. I apologize again. So here are the excerpts from the knowledge seeker workshops, and you can see the beauty in it and understand the ability of our own. as a teacher of our own, you know. And so we can understand how we have been manipulated by this education system for so long. And we are coming out of it. This is the ability. We can coming out or let go all these things. It has been a process of creation also. It has been a trigger of what we should understand more and research for it. And then here it is. So, beautiful souls, welcome to the oneness of the one planet, one mission, one race for justice and world peace. Thank you so much. And salam, namaste, salute. Thank you. Rick, now there's
Was Stefania gonna say anything about this ambassadors conference?
Is it now? I can talk now, no problem. Shall I say it now or?
Sure.
Okay.
Rick had the background up.
Not after the connection of the soul.
Yeah, we can do
First.
after
Sure.
the connection of the soul. Yeah, no problem.
Yes, thank you. Yes, after the connection, Shweta.
yes, we can move to the next presentation, my dear Rick.
We can read these wishes. Shall I read it? This one.
Yes, please.
We, the Universal Council, wish for the creation of new elements for the development in space.
We are present. Beautiful.
This wish was made in connection to last week when Mr. Keshe said about the breakthrough they had, that they already made 20 new elements and there are more to come. So we made this wish for the creation of the rest. I think there are 30 more to go. Thank you. We can go to the next slide. Should I read this one as well? We, the Universal Council, wish for the OASI system soon to be ready to support any point of need. And also this one was connected to last workshop. We recommend you to see. And also he shared the information that the reason why the workshop was posted to the afternoon was because early in the day they presented to the Chinese government the OASI system. So if you remember a long time ago, we had this plan to this OASI system where in one box you can have everything you need to survive, from water, food, everything, heating, everything that you need to survive. So we made this wish for this OASI system to be ready and support every place in the world that has, for disaster situation or for any situation where people are in need. Yeah, thank you.
We are present.
And thank
we are
you.
present. Thank you. Now we can move to the next slide. So many wishes. Mark, I welcome you to read this. Dear Mark, welcome.
Yes, we, the Universal Council, wish for humanity to find the way to follow the ethos of Mitra. Think good, speak good, and do good. Our wish is our command.
We are present. Now we can move to the next slide.
I can read.
Yeah, of course.
We, the Universal Council, wish to elevate and expand the soul of the ambassadors of each nation for the unification of one planet, one nation, one race for peace. All wish is our command. Thank you.
We are present, my dear. Thank you. Now we can move to the next slide.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. We, the Universal Council, give from our soul to the soul of the nation of China. And hear our command. And as we heard in the formation of the Universal Council video, those who can give from their souls, which leads to elevate, the job is made easy. Thank you.
Beautiful, Mark. Thank you. We are present. Now we can go to the next slide. Okay. There is the soul connection, as we always do. And connecting with the soul is the key of this oneness. And we can experience the oneness of a nation, the oneness of a planet, a oneness of this cosmos even, and the oneness in which we are all equal. So this soul connection is the communication now, and share this way of elevation as according to you, what you feel good, thinking good, doing good. So I will say, well, we can have this 3 minutes of silence so that we can connect to each other in the calmness of the beauty and totality, in the calmness of peace, of course. And my dear ones, thank you for being here. And this is our responsibility to connect with all souls, the 7 billion stars, beautiful souls. And then here, the time starts for the silent elevation, enhancement, sharing of unconditional love now. Thank you so much. Thank you, beautiful souls. Thank you so, so much. All the love, always, for being here, taking the responsibility of humanity to be in peace. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Now we can move to the next slide. Here, I welcome you, Mark, again to
That
say.
is invitation for next.
Yes, but yeah.
Because it is.
Yeah, we have to.
Because it's. Yes, please. Thank you.
Oh.
It
is plasma.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is about the plasma connection, an invitation for this plasma connection from the Universal Council members, and teaching on its soul and ethos, and it is the teaching. It is the teaching of soul and ethos and universal ethos with the Universal Council. There's the plasma connection, and also there's an. Well, this is not the invitation, I think, but
yes, it's for the.
Yes, I think it's the first Saturday of every month. The Universal
Yes.
Council with
Yes.
Marie or perhaps Jacko or someone else in
It's
coordination.
every Saturday. It's every Saturday.
No, really.
No.
It's one
First-
and the first
Saturday of the month.
every month.
They change it. Okay.
Yes, it's changed because it's answer the Universal Council on the knowledge seekers give the questions and all members the Universal Council give the answers. Yes, Claudia said first Saturday every month.
Listen, maybe I said it like they're doing basically they collecting question for the Universal Council, and then the Universal Council answer to them, reply those questions from the Brazilian community, and in this
really give for the all community, but mostly the time only give questions from the Brazilian community, but it's for all community ask for please give the questions, but
where the question are, so for example, I thought it was only for the Brazilian community were making the question. If any other community, for example, if the Italian community wants to make some question, where they send the question? Where
from you and you give to the Marie for the or give to Rafael for the because it's conducted from the Brazilian community. Yeah.
Okay. So basically any person can make a question to the Universal Council, and then anyone who got this question can directly send it to Mary or to Rafael or anyone in any Okay, perfect.
Right, and one of the nice parts of this session is that there's one question, but then you get a flavor of answers from different Universal Council members, I believe, or perhaps even Mr. Keshe, I sense, answer some of these questions. So there's a question, but then there's 2, 3, or 4 answers to the question. So it's a beautiful session. It's not a long session, but we encourage everyone to be part of it.
Yes. I know because we get the question in the UC chat and we have time to reply them. So I know all the Universal Council member, who can reply to it. Yes, and I really like those, like answer those questions because we learn by answer the question, and so anyone can participate at 11 CET time on Saturday.
Yes, Claudia write at the chat, send to Marie, Rafael, or her. but it's from all community.
Ah,
Maybe
okay.
you
Okay.
talk all workshops and all community about the what do you need the answer and give you and you give for the next session. Thank you. And
Okay,
thank you,
fantastic.
Brazilian community. Thank you, Sweta.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Right, and the
Yeah.
language is English and Portuguese.
Would be
Oh,
nice to maybe
yes.
to do maybe to read the answer in another, because 11 p.m. It's you know, because we are worldwide. Some part of the world it's fine with 11 p.m. but another part of the world will not be able to listen the reply. So we should do maybe 2 appointments, one earlier and one later.
But reading is in YouTube and live in YouTube, and it's better for many people come or assist after.
Yes, but I was thinking, no, the answer, no, they read them at 11 p.m.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So not everyone is be able to attend, because some people will be already in the middle of the night. So do they have
maybe you take a time and you invite your community, and maybe you translate at the same time in the Zoom, but it's maybe is
okay, you mean okay, I understand. So like maybe somebody, me or somebody else, can do another time during the day, so who cannot attend the 11 p.m. can attend the
maybe you got it
time.
you got it, and you use in you workshop and you translate it. It's better, it's beautiful, it is very beautiful.
Yeah, we translate in Italian in the Italian group.
Oh yes,
we get the translation from Mary, and we got a translation.
No, Marie
read.
We read with the during the session, but it's in YouTube and it's saved. Use later, no problem.
There is the link, you mean? Yes, but for the Italians, because no every Italian speak English. We get
that's correct.
Of the translation, and we translate it in. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And this month's connection will be Saturday, the 5th of August. So it's coming up in a few days.
Maybe Claudia could share the link where this recording are for who wanted to listen to it in English.
Yes, all the time. Brazilian community put all chats, remember
the link.
Yes, the links
where people can go and
see in YouTube.
And Rafael share it in all the chat, on the language chat.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So
Claudia said the link is not ready yet. She'll send it on Friday.
Okay, perfect.
Maybe on Friday, and around Friday, and again on Saturday, put again the link.
Okay, perfect.
And you remember all the time, Marie give the PDF, Brazilian community give the PDF, completely PDF, and that PDF you can use it. For translating.
Yeah, we do that already.
Beautiful session. It's beautiful.
We do that already. That we pass to the translation group that we have in Italian group, and we translate it to Italian.
Yes. And PDF,
that we do it already.
Yeah. All the time I'm translating in Spanish and give it my community, because it's very, very, very important. Thank you.
I see, because Mr. Keshe always said that it's important to keep the communication from the universal community to the UCS, to the knowledge seeker, and the other way around. You have to have two flow. So you have to have anyone, that is a knowledge seeker, or anyone in the world who wants to make question to the Universal Council, so you have two flows of connection. I think this is the meaning of this, from my understanding, obviously.
Yes, thank you again, the Bahrain and Brazilian community, because they promoting that session. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Brazilian community, beautiful Brazilian Keshe Foundation team, family, and thank you, my dear Stefania, my dear Lisbeth. The soul is always in this teaching. Thank you, and be in the connection with the Universal Council. Welcome. So now we can go to the next slide. Hello, Stefania, you want to?
Yeah, me and Mark, yes, we have to speak about the conference. Yes, because Mr. Keshe made an update last workshop, public workshop, where he confirmed that do you remember the second part of the motion? So we will have the famous 25, sorry, to start with, will be selected to be trained to achieve transmutation, and then the 200 will be added to this 25, and out of this total number will be selected 65. So he made this announcement, if I understood correctly, last weekend, where the first meeting will be of the 25 will be in Manchester, and it will be, if I'm correct, the 28th of August, if I'm correct properly, and will last a week. And after that will be the second meeting of the 200, and will be in London, and I think it's the 6th of October. And that week, so that will be all week of training for the 200, and you'll arrive to the week of the 11-12, and in that week of 11-12, at the end, around in the evening, will be then the conference with the ambassador. So this to be clear of what's happening. So for who's not aware, the conference has been changed to the 11-12 of oh my God, I mistake. Mark, help me.
No, you're on the 11th and the 12th, Saturday, I think.
Yeah, but here is November.
That's correct. So
Okay.
You'll have the week of the 200, and then it'll be followed up or culminating.
So no October, it's not 6 October.
No, it was moved because of the invitation of the Chinese government to speak in Macau, I think, on the health, the wellness through this technology. One of the most beautiful things I think Mr. Keshe mentioned in the last workshop, and of course we'll have 200 field generators or more there at this ambassadors conference. And he said you would be able to transfer or elevate to the ambassadors just by your presence of being there without saying a word. So we're actually going to see this. I mean, we are seeing it now, but even in a more stronger way, as we know collectively, we're much stronger. So there'll be 200 or more field generators plus Mr. Keshe and so on. And then the ambassadors, I think they'll be given some sort of gift of technology to take back to their nations. And we'll also be able to add to the energies of the souls of the ambassadors, or enlighten them or elevate them without even saying a word. So there'll be this transfer going on in this process, again, on the energy level, more than on the matter state speaking through the words.
Yeah, so you're correct. So I haven't seen the chat. So it's 6th November. So cancel the October. Yeah. And then in December, they're gonna be in Beijing, but I don't know exactly the date in December. But one thing's for sure, I think he said last time, you are still on time to apply for the 25, because after this change of dates, some space has been created on for the first 25. So you're still can apply and make a donation that is 10,000 euro. But then it's with one donation, you will be able to attend also the session in August. Then you will be able to attend the session in November and in December.
Right, and you may be able, I know Mr. Keshe said that Emojan will attempt the transmutation. I don't know if they'll have a unit there, what the actual process will be, but there will be an attempted transmutation for all to witness and to see.
Perfect, perfect. Obviously in Beijing is not, you cannot buy any ticket to go there, and that would be the selected 65 people out of the 225 people. So yeah, so you cannot buy a ticket, but you can still buy a ticket for November session and for August session. And the August session is these one are the ticket that you show, Rick, are the ticket for the Congress. No, for the conference, sorry, for the conference. From my understanding, you can still buy also make a donation for be part of the Mojang training. And then if you succeed, you will be part of the 65. They will go to Beijing. So is it clear? I've been clear, or?
Yeah, I think the 65 are going to be chosen by the 200, as I understand it. They're going to actually decide who the 65 will be.
But Mark, will be 225, or will be from the 25, the people, you know, you have 25 applying for 28th of August in Manchester. And
I'm
then,
not sure if the 25 are included in the 200 or they're in the group, but I know he said the 25 would then teach the 200. So perhaps we'll have 225.
Exactly, yeah.
Plus or minus.
Yeah, maybe we'll have 200 students and 25 teacher. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I suggest we try to get things clarified by Mr. Keshe. There's people that are asking whether they could put the schedule in the chat here, but I think we're not really totally clear on that yet, correct?
I think the dates are clear, like a 28th of August in Manchester. And what I'm not clear
and okay, how much is that one?
It's 10,000 euro.
10,000 euro.
Euro is a donation that you donate to become a student, to become the first Mojang. So that is a donation, and you can make a donation for August the 28th. No, so you can if you can attend Manchester, or you can make the donation for the 200. No, and you can attend London and Beijing. So whoever pay for Manchester will be able to go to London and Beijing. Whoever is part of the 200 will do London and Beijing. But you cannot donate for Beijing. So you can only donate 10,000 euro for Manchester session, for be part of the 25, if there are space. Apparently there is space available. And then there are, when there are no more space, you can make a donation to be part of the 200.
I think the 200 will meet November 6th to November 10th. That week. And then the culminating in the ambassadors conference on the 10th, 11th and the 12th.
Exactly,
So from the 6th to 10th, 200 will be present or more or less, not exactly sure. And that meeting, they will stay over for the weekend for the, if they choose to, for the ambassadors conference.
Yes.
So we have the 28th of August that week, and then we have the November session, or again, the 6th to the 10th of November, culminating in the ambassadors conference on the 11th and the 12th, as I understand it at this point.
Yeah, I assume that by the time the Congress starts, maybe the 65 are being chosen. And, you know, yeah, but that is the, are the dates and the donation fee, from my understanding, yeah.
Okay, thanks for clarifying.
You're welcome. Worth it every penny. Yeah. I can't wait for this moment. So things moving on, and we set up the date. So I'm very, very excited about it, because I know that whoever managed to do the transmutation, they will be able to teach others. So we need to have anyone that listening that you think you are ready for it. You think your soul, you know, it's been called for this commitment. I really recommend you to apply. Yes, it would be life-changing experience, I suppose. I mean, was life-changing for me in the Mojang we did. So I assume now it would be the next step. So it will be really life-changing again. So I really recommend it for anyone who can to be part of it. If you feel ready, because you can donate and be there and not be ready, but sometimes you don't know when you're there. You know, so and actually I don't even know, because I think now Mr. Keshe, Mark, tell me if I'm wrong, but it's not Mr. Keshe now is gonna make sure that we're gonna transmute with the help of the unit.
Yes, he said one by one, you will all do it. And we see these large numbers of 1,500 or 10,000 euro, but Mr. Keshe has indicated for those who can, wealth is not in the pocket. It's in the knowledge of the universe. So there's no comparison. Even though these numbers seem large, quite large to most of us, but eventually it's for everyone, because these groups will be teaching the others. Some will get more involved in a space program perhaps, but again, one by one, we all have the capabilities. We just need more teaching, more understanding, some techniques and so on. But as he said, there's no real formulas. It's up to you to work with your own MAGRAV system, which is already set within you. And this is what we're learning. I'm not saying we're going to be masters at this. As he said, to become a master at this takes a long, long time, but we're certainly going to be crossing that line. And everyone will have this is why the borders are going to be disappearing. And this is part of the discussions with the governments at this time, because when people have this ability to change their map location, there's no need for borders. And we're moving into this one planet nation structure. And this is part of it. Slowly at first, I think as he indicated, the rapid transportation in the matter state will be shown, and people will be using that. And then they're going to bring in more and more of this transmutation ability, which again, Christ showed us, the Buddha showed us, but it hasn't been achieved by many. But many more will now. This is the sort of opening of this, the capabilities of our own beauty and grace.
We become the new fashion. Because you will be able to. Come on, yeah. Welcome. Always great to hear your voice.
To what Mark has just started. So Mark brought up an interesting point that, when we start to transmute and go from one place on the planet to another, what does it entail? This is in a way our participation as we participate to learn and teach or any of these. Our effort to learn brings down the planet's borders. We haven't thought the transmutation exercise to be part of that. This is for everybody on the planet. We are eradicating passports and visas. When we go to my friend's house next door, let's say, how many visas and passports do we carry or show or whatever else to do that? Why do we have to go through the process to, let's say, see Mark? My friend Marco is right over there. Do we need anything else?
I feel close.
Yeah. Mark wants to come over to my place and, have some tea. Wouldn't you, Mark?
Certainly. As well as in Kenya and in Brazil. Yeah. We've made these commitments already. So we're going to deliver them.
And, we made the commitment. Let us follow through, right? Get our transmutation gears ready. Seriously, I mean, we talk about...
In a way, Mashfaq, we're all in the same room now, right at this moment. Everybody that can hear our voice or whatever, we're all in the same Zoom room. After all, that's what they call it, a Zoom room. And in effect, everyone, when I hear your voice, you sound so close, like you're beside me, not even a house far away, but actually right beside me. I feel like I'm in a room with other people. So that's the feeling of it. And you can imagine that feeling, but amplified thousands fold with the connection with the flight program and the things that Mr. Keshe is doing. So, but we're already doing it in a way. We're placing ourselves, our presence and our attention into a room with others. We're not just here alone in this Zoom room, but we know we can sense the presence of others here.
Yes, the souls are all connected already. It's just we have to learn to bring the physicality along.
But if I go to Africa, I will not look like an African person. And if I go to China, I will look like a Chinese. So as a transmuter, shape-shifting into the place where I go to.
Right. And not only shape-shifting or manifesting there, but be able to speak the language fluently, very clearly, without ever taking a course or learning the language using some of the methods that they have today and taking a course. As you arrive, you will be speaking fluent Mandarin or Kikuyu or whatever language. There's many, I know Dr. Gatwa has mentioned, just in Kenya, there's 60 different dialects or languages spoken. Nigeria is probably over 200. And total of Africa is probably 2,500, I think Dr. Gatwa has mentioned. So yes, this will not be any blackboards or classes or anything like that. You will arrive and you will start to interact.
And it goes also with the emotional understanding, the feeling, the deep connection at that level with the individuals of the society. We become part of that environment, which is not just, physical shape or memory even. It's a deeper feeling of connecting with people, with their history, culture, and heritage. And all of these are there in our teaching, and I mean in various religious teaching of understanding your neighbor and appreciating, respecting your neighbors. This is kind of like we are going to the next step of living it. It's first is to acknowledge the possibility that we are in a position to do it all the time. And now we have the means to understand it and do it and have fun doing it. And this is what we call peace and prosperity. So with transmutation, we are a stone's throw away from achieving that peace and prosperity we've been talking for so long. So this is exciting, isn't it?
I can wait.
Absolutely. But will we get frequent flyer miles, Mustafek? I don't think so.
Frequent flyer miles. Maybe we have to change the unit to maybe light years, but miles may be too short.
Mm-hmm. And again, yeah, but the rapid transportation will be introduced first, as I understand it, coinciding with a certain small percentage that will start doing this, and then the transmutation will be introduced to everyone. But the rapid physical transportation will be the first part of it, I think. Maybe what we call the UFO or the flight system, which we've seen Rick always plays. Mr. Keshe said, all I have to do is add just a couple of bits to that unit, and it will physically fly quite rapidly as well.
I think it will happen concurrently.
Mm-hmm.
There will be two streams of activity going on. Some people will, go between the two. Some people will like to be more on one side than the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, but it is important because, we should be able to connect to our existing knowledge and science and technology, because and there we have to make this physical gap bridge through a device such as a car or a spaceship or whatever else. But,
and as Mr. Keshe indicated previously, you may take part of, I think it was in reference to the universe, you may take part of the trip in the UFO and part of the trip in the dimension of energy or transmutation. So there's probably a number of combinations that can be employed here.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as we, may love to do the soul transmutation, maybe sometime a walk in the park is all we need.
Sure, to see the beauty of the creation, or perhaps even to stop at one of the rest stops, perhaps that will be set up. Or again, just to see, if you're driving at 100 miles an hour, it's very hard to see the scenery. You certainly have to concentrate on what you're doing. But if you're taking a slower route, and there's no problem, as he indicated, you may want method A or method B or method C, whatever you'd like.
But this is one of the as we achieve this peace and prosperity, the space opens up, and then we encounter our neighbors in the other villages of the universal community. So that's a first step. Of course, the peace is really a very essential part of this planet that we need to have for us to step in that direction. But that would be another exciting area that we all will explore together. And so anyway, so it will be a very the most exciting part for me is the effect it will have on our educational systems. It will be a playground and an educational system at the same time.
You've heard that expression, the fun has just begun.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait. We will not have any more all this problem of what clothes shall I wear. No, I'm joking. Because we'll be able to also, I think.
Yeah, but please wear a nice one. Don't ignore that one either. Go ahead.
Thank you, Moshfik. Okay.
Hello. No, I was just going to say this may change also governmental structures about being more accommodating to their nationals. For if they aren't, the nationals will have that ability to change their location. And you may find certain areas that become depopulated on the planet where other nations that will serve their nationals, this will be the place to be. We'll see.
Hello.
Hello, Mehran.
Hello, Mehran.
Hello, everyone. How are you, everybody? My friends, I was missing you very much. So I'm glad that I can good internet access. So what I was understanding that the technological progress is very fine, but we see technological progress everywhere these days. But why are we especially so excited? Because this time, this process has to go with peace, has to go with equality, has to go with justice, has to go with peace in this space. We are going to space as peaceful man, and it's very dangerous if we go there otherwise. It's not a safe place. It seems like I haven't been there probably yet. So we also have to work on our ethics to follow the ethics of the science as far as being a giver, as far as having love, unconditional love, I mean, as far as we can, and try to change our ethics to an ethics which is more for justice and equality. Because this time we really have to succeed. And as Mr. Keshe has said, this time is for 7-8 milliard people and animals and all beings on planet Earth. And unless Mr. Keshe puts in service the way that old people with magic, with Zen or whatever, become peaceful, all of a sudden, we need to work on our ethics and change our ethics to the human, more civilized people with the right ethics. And then we really enjoy and we can become creative in development of this technology, each one as they can, because there is very much a space to develop this technology. Mr. Keshe cannot do that all by himself. He just gives us the ABC. And the more we are free in our soul, in our mind, we can develop to find new ways. And so that's how I see this whole thing. And I see that I wish I can be more useful for the good of everybody, not just for myself, but me and everybody, or everybody and me. And I thank you very much for being here and for adding to this knowledge and adding to this number. And I hope more and more we have more people, and that makes the whole thing easier. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehnaz, my dear. Thank you for coming. Welcome.
Thank you,
And
Mehran.
I also.
No, go ahead, Sweta.
Okay, thank you. I want to say what Moshfik has said, that, it's a beautiful experience that we are, simply understanding this, that we, as Rick also said, that in this Zoom room, even we understand that we can feel each other, a kind of physical form, like somebody asks a question, immediately we feel the presence of that person, and even we are feeling each other, not even manifesting, but feeling the volume of VR. It has started. This understanding has started already. We can feel, not before, in earlier days. Hello. In earlier days, when we used to do the One Planet, One Nation, One Race, we just open the Zoom and talk with each other like that. But now it has been, well, I can say, transmuted like this, that we feel the presence of each other, close presence, that we are talking with you, standing in front of each other, sitting like that. And as Boswick said, it is exciting also, that sometimes we give a flow to this, like, oh my God, if we manifest, what we'll do, what dress I will wear. It's just, I'm joking, that the how do I look, kind of that, now we are talking, we are feeling each other, and here, same in space also, we are doing this, like how we look when we will we will come and see each other in a way that we needed to see. I'm just understanding that what we needed to see, we'll see in each other as a manifestation. So I'm just joking about the sari, and this is a form of this flow of physicality, wearing something nice, and either in the bindi and all, and go ahead and see ourselves beautiful like that, But it is not the way. It is always.
Shweta.
Yes.
It's very exciting time for the knowledge seekers, for all soul and existence in universal community. It's beautiful and brilliant time. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yes, beautiful. We from thousands of years, we didn't even laugh. We didn't even have joy. There was no joy. We just borrowed things, even joy in the emotion. The emotions, we borrowed everything. Are we happy? Yes, we are. Are you happy? Yes. Are you in love? Yes, we are. Like that, And after that, in few hours or few days or few years, the love will go push, kind of that. And then again, we are sad, searching for love again, searching for a kindness, and it is us that we have this, the way we look, the way we are. We have to understand that. So this is the excitement, really, as Moshvik was saying. Thank you, Lisbeth. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Moshvik.
I like also what Mark said about, like with this transmutation happening once we learn it. And like Mushfaq said, we're gonna, start to travel the universe. So this problem of the world, of the planet Earth being sovrapopulated. Like Mr. Keshe said last week, it's a fantasy, because after this new breakthrough, where we're going to be able to transmute and travel wherever we want in every part of the universe, every part of the earth, then we'll be short of number. So it's not true that we are sovrapopulated, but actually we're going to be short in number as humans. And so no need to kill to create space. I think this is a much better solution. Instead of killing people around the world because we are too many, is a much nicer solution for the government to, make the people start travel beyond these boundaries, so expand the frontiers. And, we start gonna have friends from Mars and Venus and Venus.
Venus, yes.
Should I go to Venice or should I go to Venus? Yeah, would be very good.
Indeed.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Mm-hmm. And yesterday I was watching. Oh yeah, who's speaking? Sorry, I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
Stefania, thank you. It's Dean here. May I just quickly say something? So I've been listening to this beautiful conversation about this transmutation, this process. So this has been the dream of man for a very long time. And this dream is now to become a reality. So very much like when we soul travel every evening, and we have this transmutation, and then we create the matter state around us, and we bring it back into reality. So the process is now being shown to us in our reality, which is in our awoken state, when we are, so say, awake. And we have this physical body, and we're going to take the physical body to a conference, or some of us are going to take the physical body to a conference. And we are going to be present with these other souls in the room that are going to experience a transmutation of a physical body. We all know that within the universal structure of the order of creation of everything, this is happens all the time. It's something that's very free-flowing and known. For humanity in these moments, it's a new possibility, a new opening up of everything. It's the new envelope for us as a species to walk to the other side and be present in another moment, halfway across the planet or across a whole total universe, or the universes, the unicos. And this opens up the whole aspect of everything for humanity. So Mr. Keshe has been bringing this knowledge forward, the technology forward bit by bit. And as the governments slowly adopt this, we come to a position where we have in these moments. And so this conference is going to be an incredible moment for some that have maybe reservations or a knowledge of it. However, humanity always needs to see it in reality, in a physical form. And so this is going to be shown by the knowledge seekers, which are the ordinary people, the people of the planet that have come together as souls, and none higher, none lower. And they now represent humanity and come forward to show some diplomats, some ambassadors, maybe some world leaders, the capabilities of each and every single one of us in this physical form. So the possibilities now open up. There are no borders. There never really was any borders, only the borders that we restrict ourselves to in the matter state. But as I said earlier on, when we transmute every evening, or for some of us even in the day, we close our eyes and we take another position. This condition, we are now going to be experiencing, being taught how to do it. So the physical body will then become transparent, will take another position. And this has implications for humanity, but then there's other implications as well in transportation, communications, languages, everything that was been spoken about. The possibilities for, imagine we have the ability now to take a product, a physical product, from a location where it's being created and it could be transported to another location without the need for big engines and shipping and cars and automobiles and trains and airplanes. This all then takes another position. So this is a very big thing for the governments to have to deal with, for the humanity to come to understand the capabilities of what this is. It's, as Mr. Keshe has always said, when we bring this technology forward, it changes everything. And the opening up of it is about to begin. The process has been happening for a very long time. Now we're starting to see the real effects, and the transmutation of a person being shown to world leaders. I'm sure it's already been shown, but this is being shown amongst the public, so some of the knowledge seekers can be present, and we can all experience it then. And then these 25 beautiful souls will then step forward and teach many other souls how to do this. Then there really is no borders. And then once I think the world leaders and others experience this, they will realize the limitations that we've put on ourselves really do not exist for themselves and within each and every single one of us, which is all of us in this moment. So it's an amazing position to be in. And I think that I know that each and every one of us will have very profound experiences when we view it with our physical eyes, when we experience it in our own soul aspect, and we come to understand the creation that is within each and every single one of us in this precise moment. And I look forward to hearing the experiences of all the beautiful knowledge seekers and souls that are present in this moment. And I thank them for being so brave to come forward and present themselves to the world to show how unlimited they really, really are. Thank you. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much for you beautifully explained. Thank you so much. Now any other beautiful souls want to share anything? Please do. Welcome.
Caroline in the YouTube asks, will the conference be recorded?
Yes, of course, it will be recorded.
But will it be available to the public is hard to say. I don't know if it will be.
Yeah.
There might be parts that Mr. Keshe will release, but generally the conferences
I don't think so.
aren't played to the public. And there'll be diplomats and so on there, so it may not be public, but he'll want to, at the same time, he'll want to publicize as much as possible. So we'll see how that works out.
Yes, of course.
Rick, as we know, it will all happen exactly as it should in the right moment. Everything always does with this technology. We know it gradually, it's put forward, and as the soul places themselves forward, it opens up and that becomes more. The plasma, everything is a plasma. So we start off with the thought, the intention, the physical body, the implement of actually doing it, and then it transforms into this plasma, which is this intention that is now going to create, that we've always had. It's always been present. So when reporters or diplomats, the knowledge seekers themselves see this, I think the moment that one sees it, it'll be like a light bulb going off in the fact that the souls start to know this is present once more on the planet. And then the plasma will start to create more plasmas. From nothing, everything comes into place, into position. And I think as soon as this is within that structure of the envelope of that room, once that opens up, then one of the souls that actually experiences it, that's in a position, whichever position they're in, enlightens the soul, and then that soul then touches another soul, and that soul could be in that room, or it could be another, it could be across the planet or across a universe, but it will touch the next soul, and then the process will start again. So it's going to be a wonderful expansion of, you know, this knowledge that we've come to know, but then experiencing it and understanding it for the whole of humanity to really grasp what is about to take place, to unfold before our physical eyes and on a soul level, so that we once again experience it together as one. This consciousness that is, you know, the soul of man, us, you, me, all of us, and then all the created creatures that are part of the same process, that are all part of us really, because we all breathe the same air, we all are part of the same plasma, the same amino acid in our whole structure that resonates through each and every one of us throughout the whole planet, and everybody and every creature that's on it. So let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the moment. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, my dear team. Thank you so much. And Stefania has put,
yeah, exactly. This is what we're gonna say. Because someone in the chat asked to put the date. So this is my understanding of the information is being given to us. But you can email to the info@keshe.foundation for more information about the Mehran training. And for the Congress, you can go into the store. I put the link to buy the ticket. So if this person, for example, wants to buy the ticket, if I can, I will go. I will buy the ticket if I can, because I'm living close by. So
very good.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, go forward, my dear. Thank you. So beautiful experiences we have shared, beautiful thoughts. Sharing this unconditional love is so much in beauty and totality always. So now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. If anything, if anybody has asked anything, or we can go to the next slide. Yes, here, my lovely, beautiful souls, bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council. As one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And beautiful souls, you are so much welcome. With your unconditional love, please do. Thank you. Share. Welcome.
Sweta, it's Dean here again. I'd just like to bring something forward, if that's okay. So bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council. So the needs and wishes of your community, I've said this many times, is that community within inside yourself, the cells in your body, or is this a community that is outside of yourselves, the other souls present in your environment? And how far does that community extend? Because as we've just spoken about, this community is about to get a lot larger, and you're a part of it, a very big part of it. So the only limitation on the needs and wishes are your thoughts and your and where you set your boundary. And as we've just said, when this technology is opened up, the borders disappear. So where does your boundary then stop, or does it go on and on? And then you have to start understanding the essence of what you have within inside yourselves that can bring about great changes to many, many different souls by a thought process and energy transfer that's all within inside yourself. So the Universal Council that are present as souls on the planet Earth and around are here to help and guide and to give and to interact with your thoughts and intentions when you bring them forward. Ask and you shall be given. So when you come forward with a thought, a wish, this is then brought forward into the the realms of the Universal Council to then deal with it and bring it forward to all the souls present and enhance this condition, whether it's in an emotional state, a physical state, or a soul state, or maybe all three in one. So we all of us have things that happen to us in our reality, our physical forms in these moments. I've had some interactions recently where I saw some very disconcerting things where people are in a lot of positions of fear, and they're going through lots of suffering. And they have many things, emotions within them that are creating more fear and more conditions that then shows itself in the physical form. And it would be nice when we come to understand as the human race and as the beautiful souls present, that we, within our structure, we can create. We are the creators from our soul, you know, the centralized core of our soul that then radiates out, and we create everything. And no matter your belief, whatever you believe in, your beliefs in any prophet or anything you believe in, the aspect that we bring forward with the technology is of a universal condition of the stronger giving to the weaker. And for some, this will be hard to, yeah, that we don't agree with that. Everything should be in balance. However, to make something move, to make motion, something has to be slightly out of balance for it to be able to take a position, to create the flow. And so your thoughts and intentions in this moment, when you give to your community, wherever you put your limitations or not, is going to be greatly enhanced when you bring this thought forward to the universal community, to then, through the knowledge and wisdom of the Universal Council, to bring it forward to humanity and beyond, to open up everything, to create conditions that we all, beyond some of us, could imagine. What was it that Mark, you said a little bit earlier on? The magic has just begun or something. It's this aspect of it. And it's not magic. It's universal knowledge. This is science. This is brought forward by Mr. Keshe, who's given in true hard facts of science, that then when you show it to your community, it explains everything that's being present in the moment. And it's not hidden. Everything is very transparent and brought forward for each and every one of us to come to understand and to share openly. There's nothing hidden. It's all, as I said, completely transparent. And this is what happens when you start to share and give the knowledge. You become transparent. And then all these emotions that are attached to us that create certain conditions are released. And we start to experience other realms of realities of expressing ourselves in the moment. And you have that choice. So bring the needs and wishes of your thoughts, your intentions to the community, the universal community, planetary based, universally based, but based for you in this moment.
We got two questions on this note, Dean. We got two questions on the answering question. The first one, I couldn't answer. Maybe anyone can answer. Do you want to read it? Is in the question.
Well, they both should be answered by people from the Universal Council. This is the needs and wishes from the community. So this is what should be brought up in this section of the workshop. So
I can answer the second one, but the first one I cannot answer. So if anyone
I will try.
Well, yeah.
Hello, Blessings Foundation by Said Lukman Gilani. Will McGrath's power units for large power demands to be released late in the year 2023, such as 1 megawatt unit for commercial applications and lower for homes? But you know, Said, my dear, I will answer in this way. I will soulfully answer this, that, you know, large power crisis or power needed, there's in which we, in the plasma realm, in the plasma technologies, there is no such thing as large or like this. You know how large and lower, or as you have mentioned, has used in the society. Some has not even a bulb in their home, and some have 15 ACs and all running out. So how can we justify that? So the power crisis will be not there in this level of understanding as we need, as we know, and the technologies will be accordingly as needed, or in a society, in a community, in a nation, and in the oneness, of course. And here I can say that it can be McGrath units, it can be another technology, it can be anything, and you can make it at your home also, my dear. A McGrath unit for your need of power, as you know, you can make it by yourself. It has been taught from many years how to create plasma and how to create this energy to run a fridge, to run a bulb, to run. That is what we need for now. So as I say that, when you say the great power crisis, and there will be no power crisis when we exist in this level of understanding. So balance will be created for all, and the technology will be benefiting all. Everyone, every home will be, and we include everything as needed. Every home, every structure will be given this technology accordingly. That is why it has been taking a long time, because we have to understand. First of all, we have to understand what we need. If we say a large power crisis, then how the crisis was made, we all know. There's a big classification of society, home, people, race, everything. So in many countries, like poor countries like India, Pakistan, many of the people have no electricity at all. So what about them? So they don't need they don't only a bulb, electric heater. So understanding that, I will say that the technology will provide as needed, the power as needed to generate, to live in beauty and totality, to live in peace, of course, so that nobody have to buy the power. Everybody will be benefited from this, and you can make it at home, my dear. You can try. This is the beauty of it. This is the knowledge. You can make it. You cannot have to rely on others. You can make it at home. Go to the Keshe Foundation structure knowledge seeker workshop earlier, many years ago. Also, it has been taught in totality. So, Said, I don't know. I'm not a very technical person, but I wanted to answer this. Thank you for question. And if you understand, my dear, understand the crisis is for all for now, but in the existence, sir.
Sweta, the Oasis, for example, from my understanding, he showed
Yes.
last weekend the Oasis system, and it showed to the government of China for any crisis, and that one, it provides energies. Obviously, Mr. Keshe also said that at the end, no one will be excluded. So in this transition time, you can see, you have to make a 10,000 euro donation to become a Mojan, but because at the transition time, they need money to sustain, the staff have to get paid, people have to get paid, they have to sustain this transition time. So they need money to continue and develop the research. But actually,
I think we have to realize that, like what the question is, are large power units going to be released in the year 2023 for commercial applications and lower ones for homes? And this is something Mr. Keshe has talked about recently, and his plan is that he's going with the Chinese, and they will develop things like this, and they will probably develop them quite rapidly once the transfer of the technology takes place as Mr. Keshe is envisioning. And there is a demand for power right now. All the systems are set up for that. And yes, it's nice to have units for homes, and we hope to see that. But there's major industries and commercial applications that the plasma technology will replace the existing oil-based and other technologies that are obsolete now with the plasma technology. Mr. Keshe has had power units promised for over a decade, but the circumstances for peace haven't been established. And we expect through the relationship with China that peace will be prevailing. And we're starting to see that happening now. There's pressures for a peaceful resolution through China and others with the problem in Ukraine, for example. So perhaps we'll see a release of power units as a part of that exchange for peace that Mr. Keshe has talked about for many years, and now he's about to implement. And this has always been the core of that promise, was the MAGRAV unit, because it is the core of the flight units, and it's the core of many of the technologies, transmutation of elements and other things. So the plasma technology, when it's revealed, as Mr. Keshe says, it's like a Pandora's box. And once you start unveiling that technology with its core of that MAGRAV unit, then the rest of it comes out too. The transmutation, and all the other health benefits and many other things all come with the whole package. And we expect this year will be the release, or this year into next year and following years will be the release of that technology in a big way with the backing of the Chinese government. So I think that will, when the units actually come out, they won't be announced beforehand. Mr. Keshe won't say, oh, we expect to have these a few months later and so on, because it will be a major announcement when it does come out, and those that announce it will want to have control about when that's announced, as all major inventions and other groundbreaking technologies. So that's my input on that, at least.
Yeah, you're completely right, because I remember in Africa when we were doing the Mojan, he already showed us. We were traveling with the MAGRAV. We had it on the back of the car, so he showed us many times. But he was keeping saying to us, we are not ready for it. So it's exactly what you said. Because as he said this technology is an exchange of peace. So hopefully now that things going in a good way with China, maybe it will be able to release. But it's been around for a while, this MAGRAV. And I saw it with my eyes, because he showed to us when we were in Ghana.
Hi, everybody. So happy to hear again about peace subject. Tomorrow will be the birthday of Mr. Keshe, and I have a message for the world leaders with this birthday occasion from my community, from Romania, I mean. Dear world leaders, I am writing to you to express my concern about the ongoing war and violence that are causing immense suffering to millions of people around the world. I strongly believe that it is time for us to come together and create a non-violent social model that promotes peace at the soul level and in the real world, in physicality, I mean. To achieve this goal, I suggest that we start by connecting with our ancestors, with our spiritual leaders, and with our all spiritual traditions. Thought, meditation, and contemplation, we can gain insights, truth. We can gain insights and inspiration that will help us create a new societal model, that it is based on non-violence and compassion. This model should prioritize the well-being of all people, regardless of their race, gender, or social status. It should promote peace, justice, and equality for all, and it should be built on a foundation of love and respect for all beings. I urge you to work together to create a new social model that reflects these values. This will require a collective effort to shift our thinking and behavior away from violence and towards non-violence. We must educate ourselves and our community about the benefits of non-violence and the harms of violence, and we must actively work to create a culture of peace. We must also address the root causes of violence, such as poverty, inequality, and injustice. By working to create a more just and equitable society, we can reduce the factors that contribute to violence and create a more peaceful world for all in exchange of Keshe technology. We must also address, in conclusion, I call upon all of you and leaders to make immediate action to stop the war and violence that are causing so much suffering in our world. Let us come together to create a new societal model that is based on non-violence, ahimsa principle, compassion, and peace at the soul level and in our physical world. Together, we can build a better future for all based on plasma technology, based on the science of the soul, together as a whole. We are the universe. I am the universe. And together, we are the soul of this blue planet. We need this blue planet to remain blue and alive for infinity. Much love to each of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Salomena. We got a second question as well from Said. Sid.
Thank you, Salomea. I'm sorry. Mr. Keshe is in China now, no? Yes? Rick?
I don't know for sure. He may not want people to know. I don't know. I think he was going to China. Yes. I don't know. What is your question about that?
The China now is August 2. is in 2 minutes, August 2. Now,
Oh, wow.
I think I see it at that moment at the time in China and the internet. But actually, I invite now because it's 2 minutes after, maybe it's 2 minutes a.m. Actually, maybe in that moment, I can connect 1 or 2 minutes to the elevate the soul of Mr. Keshe and all wishes about the all things in preparing plasma technology for the all beings in existence, please. And after I put the video for birthday that you prepare, Eric, it's okay?
No, we can't play that until the Knowledge Seekers workshop. That was already determined by
Listen to you, I can listen.
by Claudia.
I don't know, I don't listen or.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Lizzie. Is not today.
Yeah, not today.
Thank you.
Today is
It will
Wednesday.
But the video will be played on the Knowledge Seekers workshop for Mr. Keshe for the first time.
Okay.
Right.
But please, I invite you because I think Mr. Keshe in that moment is in China. I don't know, but I think it's there. And to the end, I actually take mostly the 2 minutes in August 2. And I invite you take a 1 minute for give from your soul wishes to Mr. Keshe for this year, your new year for Mr. Keshe, human year, but year. Thank you. Start maybe now.
Yeah, we could maybe finish the second question, and then once we finish the second question, is really brief of Sid.
Well, why don't we just do it right now, because we have the second question. We have another couple of other things in the chats and so on to deal with. So we might as well deal with this now, now that the timing is correct.
Yeah, really is because it's starting the new year for Mr. Keshe. Is for that reason.
Okay, I'm fine.
Right. So in a way, it's needs and wishes from the community as well. This is where this is our wish for peace. And if we give from our soul to Mr. Keshe to elevate him and to allow that process to take place, then that's a great way to do it, I think. So, okay. You want to take 1 minute, was it?
Yes, 1 minute, and the people unify the soul with Mr. Keshe, with the all communities, all souls and assistance for the wishes to Mr. Keshe. Thank you.
Okay, we can start now. Okay, thank you everyone for that minute of silence for elevation of soul of Mr. Keshe.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much, beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. Elevate and expand the soul for the peace.
Okay, Stefania, would you like to do the second question from Said?
Yeah, no problem. I don't have to do it. I read it. So, hello, blessing. Can this technology bring a permanent end to war and scarcity on planet Earth? Thanks. As I said yes, because this technology is an exchange of peace. And once, exactly what you said before, so once it's released, it's like a Pandora box, so everything as one. So we'll achieve peace, we'll achieve abundance. So all these things at once. But I don't know if anyone here want to add anything of the Universal Council. I don't know. Thank you.
Something I could add is that, for example, the idea of creating elements is something that's happening this year, and not just from the Keshe Foundation. There's other organizations using plasma technology who have created elements, the same as Mr. Keshe has claimed recently that they've created 20 elements. There's other groups that are doing this as well. So now there's a realization out in the culture of the world that we can create elements, where whatever elements we wish. So what's going to happen to the mining industry that is so that causes so much of the destruction on this planet? Well, it's going to dry up because we won't have to dig into the earth to get at those elements that we value so much. We create them in the lab, and much less expensively than running all the equipment and people and destroying the land and so on. So that's just one aspect of this technology. When it comes out, that's part of that Pandora's box, and it will open up, and there won't be the scarcity. If gold is no longer scarce, if it can be created in your 3D printer at home, your 3D plasma printer, that is, then why would you value it as something that's scarce? And the same with other elements. So this will change and is changing the way we operate as humans. And it will bring about abundance and brings about the end of war. What do most wars involve? It's a war over resources. It's for the oil, it's for the lithium, it's for the different elements and so on. And they may say it's for democracy or freedom on either side, but it's for resources, basically, is what most wars are over. And if those resources are now available at a much easier, better way, then why would we go to war and just destroy all the beauties that we can create with this new technology? So yes, I believe in the extreme, this technology will bring a permanent end to war and scarcity on planet Earth. Absolutely.
You are
Just
right.
gotta get over you have to get over the speed bumps, as Mr. Keshe says, the little skirmishes that we're having before the military accepts that it's the end of war on this planet. We don't need it anymore.
Thank you, my dear Vic. Beautifully you answered. Yes, and there will be no fear. Of course, the life and living will be so much in beauty and totality and peace, my dear side. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Rick.
Lovely, Rick. I'm so impressed always by your answers. And yes, of course, you are true. They put on the table the values, but under the table, there are always interest. And what is the meaning of power is fighting to access to limited resources. But we know that cosmic energy is unlimited. But these resources of the earth, which we burn to get traditional ways of getting energy, is limited. So for this reason, we have all these interests to access to these limited resources and all this fight. You are right, absolutely right. Thank you very much.
So that's right. And Hassan in the YouTube has a wish that's a classical example of all of that, which is it's a wish for Africa and for the revolutions in French colonies. Says France, USA, ECOWAS countries want to attack Niger, and Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Conakry, and Algeria are going to support Niger. And he has a wish for a peaceful transition. And of course, what do the French and the US and others, why do they want to be in Africa? It's for the resources. There's certain elements that they're going for in those countries. I think lithium might be one of them, and there's some others, rare elements and other things that are only available in some of those countries. And they want to be able to control that. Well, you know, this is a classic example of the colonialists and versus some foreign country that they are trying to operate from and control. And it's for resources. And again, if we all wake up and realize that we can now create those resources without having to destroy the planet and destroy each other and bomb each other and kill each other over these resources. And just so a few people can get rich. And it is a few, it's not the masses, that's for sure. And so this is the difference now. So those revolutions that are happening in those French colonies and countries, this is the wish for a peaceful transition. And the only way that can happen is through the plasma technology. And that will bring in an equality with those countries. Maybe they can be the first ones to produce the elements that are needed around the world without having to use the mining aspect. And produce abundance and prosperity for all beings, not just a few of the elite. So this is the promise, but it's also in a way a threat to the establishment and to the established elite who profit and off those countries. But most of the colonialist countries, such as England and so on, are now realizing that colonialism is a negative hot word, and they don't want to be associated with being a colonialist country anymore, because the people around the world are rebelling against colonialism in general. The Aboriginal people in Canada have really rebelled against the colonialists and gotten apologies from the Pope and from other countries and so on for the transgressions in the past. and other Aboriginals around the world are also asking for those apologies and wishing for a peaceful transition. So I think that's what's happening, is there's a worldwide movement for peace, even though in the news, what we hear mostly is about war. And I haven't heard, I don't think there's one government leader that's really seriously talked about peace at this point. So it's, especially in the Western countries, there's no talk of peace. In Canada, there's no talk of peace in the US, but yet it is in the background, and it is strong, and there are groups working in the background, but we don't hear it on the media because, well, the media is controlled, and I guess most of us know that by now. So we're entering into a brave new world with led by leaders like Mr. Keshe, who know the power and the potency of this technology, this plasma technology, and what it can do for transforming everything we do on this planet in a beneficial and beautiful way. And that's what we're working toward. And this is the year of transition, I believe. And it might look rocky in spots, but it's a beautiful process, and it's part of that 1,000 years of peace that'll come shortly thereafter. So wishing for peace for Africa nations. Thank you, Hassan, for that wish, and perhaps the Universal Council would like to address that.
Rick, may I just quickly say something? Thank you for what you just said. That
Dean, it's never quick. You're never quick, but you have beautiful answers, so thank you.
So for me, I've lost my thread now. What I was going to say was, Rick, we had the technology, and the technology has been with us for some moments. We know that there was a unit that was sat behind us in some broadcasts that was the Universal Materials Enhancement Spaceship unit. So we've had this technology has been there. It's been physically shown in the shape of a unit that had the capabilities to replicate the technologies of the universe. So very much like the planet Earth and the sun interacting within the fields, the magnetical and gravitational fields, and these fields coming together and creating the matter state. And so just depending upon where it is if you have a spiral, everything's a plasma is a spiral. And within that spiral, depending upon where you are, you can create different matters. And this is all part of the technology, and many scientists are waking up to this ability. This is the knowledge seekers, the average person that has come into the foundation, that's gathered this knowledge. Beyond what many of what you've just spoken about, these entities that have controlled and put positions into for a few, of using matter state conditions that are, laborious and hard and destructive. This technology Mr. Keshe has brought forward through the universal community is giving us the ability to create matters through magnetic and gravitational field interactions. And this changes everything. And this is exactly the same replication as the soul of man, with the brain structure around the soul. The matter state is created around the structure of the soul. It's creating. So it's the same process from an atom to a universe, and we're all part of this process. And now that many have started to gather this information, it's now being brought forward to the point where it can no longer be kept in the background. It's about to be the biggest thing that we've ever known. Thank you, Rick. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful explanation always. And thank you, my dear Rick. And As usual, I also thank you to Hassan, bringing about Africa, the motherland, and we all are present in the wish and giving unconditional love forever to Africa, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rick, now we can move to the next slide.
Yes, Hassan had a following comment that I didn't see. It says that 40% of the USA and France electricity comes from Niger uranium. So USA and France has a big interest in Niger for their uranium currently. But as Mr. Keshe said in the last workshop, he can create plutonium, he can create uranium. How much do you want, basically? So perhaps that again is a possible war that can be neutralized by just the revelation, just the knowledge that it's no longer necessary to go mining for uranium and to have these kind of reactors which have radioactive byproducts, which is not part of the Keshe technology, plasma technology. So again, the knowledge of the plasma technology in exchange for peace, and I think we'll see that applied in those countries, and it's very rejuvenating to think about that. I think it's a great thing. Okay.
Thank you.
Carry on here.
Yes, thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Create your own gold. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we can move to the next slide. Thank you, Hassan, my dear.
How many gold beads would you like, Shweta?
Oh, I bleed so much. Well, in physicality, but really, the gold is inside all of us. Thank you. Thank you. I always wanted, a thick gold necklace, as women do always, with pearls and all. But as we know now, we can create these elements. We all, and the foundation is doing so beautiful. It is, brings our heart in, beats like that. Oh my God, kind of that. Thank you, Marjorie. Thank you so much.
Shweta, may I read this last slide?
Welcome, Michael. Welcome.
Thank you. So we are here to serve, not to be served. The Universal Council. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. The Universal Council, indeed. And welcome, 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 my beautiful souls, in this golden age, in the knowledge that is gold. Welcome to the beautiful, beautiful oneness of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute. Welcome to the oneness of the one planet, one race, one nation for justice and world peace. And welcome to the heart of each other, always, forever. So I will say, jump in, live. Living is very different. We haven't experienced that before. Now we are experiencing. Live the life, living, experience the living more than ever. And jump in, follow, join Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Be in here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. This is Universal Council, Shweta Anwar, Hindi language. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, well, I believe that brings to a close our 285th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice. Here on Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. Let's see, the next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group. And that starts at 7 a.m. on Wednesday, August 2nd. 7 a.m. Central European Time, that is. And people are welcome, young and old, to attend if you have any questions or things you'd like to present of the plasma technology. And that's a good place to be able to do that. And we have a free-ranging kind of topics that we always try to bring around to the plasma point of view. Okay, and we see we have the Knowledge Seekers Workshop, of course, coming up Thursday, August 3rd, and we'll be no doubt celebrating Mr. Keshe's birthday, which is actually happening now in China, but will be tomorrow, August 2nd, in other parts of the world.
What about the plasma section for that?
Are you there? And I think you missed last week's. And so here we go with the our ending. And we'll have the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version for clapping or dancing our way out of the workshop. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Lovely workshop, and see you in the next public teaching workshops.